Hey guys, OgreBarberian here. Wanted to show off the Enrage team that I kind of came up with. The best option that I have to show off, at least. There's lots of different variants for this team, but this is the one that I can actually show off reasonably, since my character's kind of all over the place for it. Midfield's too strong, Grundy's too strong. Can't really show off all the things I want to, but at least I'll get you something so you have an idea what this new Joker looks like after his rework. I will say, based on my testing so far, the overheal on his killing joke is absolutely monstrous, at least in PvE. Obviously, I can't test him in PvP because he's incredibly weak for me. So, let's just take a look, see what they do. Now, obviously, if I had Sinestro powered up, those enrages would also have, healed him quite nicely, given him some mends if he had the legendary upgrade, and would have also granted him a bunch of turn meter. So, would also help Ares as your leader if you happen to have him. You get a lot of bonuses from when characters are enraged as well. As you can see, Joker's completely overhealed at this point. Alright, and Joker, our feature character, actually gets the KO, so that's nice. If you're wondering, that's the final fight of Chapter 4 against Necron on normal mode. Obviously not very powerful, but it's all I can really show you considering how weak my characters are. So we got Ares, who really likes to be the leader and likes the enrages and everything else, like I said, along with Sinestro, who also really likes the enrages. Harley there to kind of protect everybody, possibly enrage somebody on the start if you have that legendary upgrade. So good synergy all around, I think, for this team. Another variant of it. You got Medfill as your lead instead, because if an enemy is enraged, his Hypnotic Lights will actually grant 3 speed downs in addition to the strength down and the meter down that it normally grants. So, good synergy there. He also helps speed up the team because they're relatively slow by comparison. And third option, we have got to have the big man Grundy help protect your team a little bit. Ares and Grundy work really well together, which also helps Sinestro. And then, of course, Joker's along for the ride at this point, mostly, but him and raging characters will also help out Sinestro, who should be taking turns like mad because of the massive amounts of turn meter that he gains if this team comp actually works out the way it's supposed to. Take a quick look at Joker. I've put a little bit of work into, but not a lot. I was originally planning to use him on my bleed teams, but obviously that's changed now. Alright, so just a quick look at what we can do with Joker. So his Biff, do some damage, apply intelligence down for each enrage on the enemy hero, which is nice because the rest of his kit is special damage. So the intelligence downs do play in nicely. Okay, so this is probably your first or second legendary upgrade, at least in my initial thinking, because the 100% critical chance if enemy is enraged is going to play in really nicely with the legendary upgrade for his pushing the right buttons, which is he gets to counterattack with Biff if an enraged enemy attacks him. So they do play really well together. They definitely have a lot of synergy there. And then Joker Toxin changes one a bunch. Light special damage to the entire team with eventually a 100% chance to enrage somebody, which is nice. It also plays into his killing joke, or not his killing joke, the pushing the right buttons, which also gets up to a 30% chance to enrage one targeted enemy. And because it's an AoE, Joker Toxin will enrage one and hopefully enrage another or possibly the same one a second time. You never know. This one also has a really nice upgrade of granting 40% turn meter to him whenever it's used, and as you can see in the fight, it had a fairly low cooldown. He was using it fairly often, so that was definitely a plus. Acid Humor, heavy special damage to an enemy, 50% chance to crit if an enemy is dead, 100% chance, 100% critical damage if an enemy is enraged. So the additional critical damage here is actually interesting. The plus critical chance is going to be a little bit harder to pull off. Enemy has to be dead, but if you do meet all that, it also goes up to 200% critical damage. Or sorry, 100% critical chance and 150% critical damage. So it does have some major boosts in there if you can meet the conditions. We'll also apply some heal immunity, which is nice. All things considered, stop some res, do some different things. Gains medium overheal whenever an enemy dies. As you can see during the PvE fight, this adds up very quickly. The Joker will sustain himself rather nicely during PvE at least. I'm not really sure how well it'll work during PvP because there's only 4 characters, although it being an overheal is also really good now. So even if he's at full health, he'll still get something out of the deal. And then on dying, he'll place 2 bleeds, and the attacker will take 20% true damage. So 26% true damage when that character that kills him takes their next turn, because the bleeds are about 3% each. And each other character are going to take about 6% true damage. And I'm assuming these last for 2 turns. I'm not really sure. But they seem like they're at least decent. 2 bleeds isn't a lot, but they do add up. Especially towards the end of a PvP fight where everybody's just kind of beat to heck. It can definitely be a game changer. And then, of course, his passive. You get up to a 30% chance to enrage the target whenever Joker attacks. That's definitely a solid upgrade for him. He used to have a leader ability that no one would ever use because he just didn't use him as a leader. So now he has a double passive, so that's definitely a plus. Let me know what you guys think. As always, enjoy and grind on.